Hey there guys! So today I'm going to be doing a first impressions review on the Milani 2-in-1 foundation and concealer. I got mine in the shade 04 Medium Beige. I've heard a lot about this. I love Milani products. They're actually some of my favorite that I get from the drugstore. Their blushes are some of my favorite all time. So I finally found it. This has been I couldn't find it in any of the stores that I've gone to, but I finally found it the other day. It was hidden in the back section, over on the side. So I found it and I figured while I was super excited to try it, I was like, I might as well do it on camera and do a first impression. It is a little bit later in the day. I think it's 3 o'clock already. So I probably will only have this one for 6 hours or so, 6, 7 before I take it off. So it's not going to be a 12-hour test, but to me, if it's one for 6 or 7 hours, it's that's a shift at work to me. That's pretty fair. I am going to go ahead and prime my skin with the Nivea Post Shave Balm, just because I barely ever wear a foundation. I mean, I guess I could wear it by myself just to test it out, but for me, if I'm going to be wearing this on a daily basis, I'm going to have this underneath of it just because I think it improves foundation. So I could do it without, but this is how I'm going to be doing it on a daily basis. If I do enjoy it and I like it, I would still do it with this, even if I liked it without. So I just decided to do this first. I just think it improves things, in my personal opinion. The shades were kind of hard to tell in the store, so I'm not sure how this is going to fit me. Also, I'm not sure how this lighting is making me look. I am a little bit darker at the moment, so I'm not sure how this is going to look. I do love the packaging. I love that it has a pump. There's very few drugstore products that have pumps on them. The L'Oreal True Match is one of my other holy grail foundations, not even just drugstore, for all of time. And it thick. And that doesn't come with a pump. So the fact it comes with a pump, that's super plus for me. I think this was $9.99, so not crazy expensive. This is super thick. This isn't going anywhere in my hand. That's insane. I'm just gonna take my damp beauty blender to take this in. I haven't really seen much about ways that people like to apply this. I've heard it's super full coverage. That's pretty much all I've heard about it. Excuse me about my hair. I actually just got out of the shower. I was getting ready for the day. I wash my hair every 4 days or so, and today happened to be wash day and I just didn't feel like doing anything. I'm just going to run errands today, so I didn't feel like doing anything crazy with my hair. So far, like I said, the color looks a little nothing's sticking out in my mind super crazy. It has good coverage. I feel like it's looking a slight bit cakey on my skin, a little bit, nothing too crazy. Once again, for me, I have to let my foundation sit for a couple of seconds before I can really tell how it's gonna sit on my skin. Because I feel before it sets, it just is a really bad, I don't know why, I don't feel it's that on everyone's skin, but mine is it has to set for a couple of minutes. Otherwise, I'm not gonna be able to tell. Really buff it in there. Yeah, I mean, so far I like this. I'm not crazy about how thick the consistency is, just because, I said, normally I go for more watery consistencies. Not watery, but just a little bit more thin, because I feel it gives you the chance to kind of or just drop that. I feel it gives you the chance to really buff it in, it kind of smooths on and glides, and it kind of is more runny, so you can do more with it. Whereas this, it's I feel once I stuck it, it's it kind of was there. It was glue, which might be a great thing because it might mean that it stays on your skin for a crazy amount of time. You never know. I know I'm buffing this in a lot, but just want to kind of make sure it gets dried because it feels a little eh. So I'm gonna go finish the rest of my makeup. I'm not gonna do anything too crazy because, like I said, I'm just running some errands. So I'm gonna go finish, just do some mascara and stuff like that. I'm gonna try and not do hardly anything on the face. I'm not gonna bronze or anything. I might do a tiny bit of blush and maybe a tiny bit of highlight, but I'm not gonna do anything too crazy on the skin because I just want to see how the foundation looks at the end of the day and not worry about the rest of it. So I'll be back in a second once I finish my makeup. Alright, so I'm back with the rest of my makeup finished. I tried to keep it super simple because I really want this to be about the skin. I didn't set my makeup with any powder, especially because I feel like I used a primer. I feel like it wasn't necessary. Plus, I just want to see what happens with the foundation. I know people would like probably argue that like, well, maybe you probably shouldn't have used a primer, but for me, I would rather see what happens with the primer and not setting it. This has been about like 10 minutes. It does feel a little tacky still. It's not crazy, but it does feel like it hasn't dried completely. Like I feel like if I took like a paper towel and kind of like dabbed it, it would maybe have a little bit of like a come off a little bit. But as far as the way it looks, I actually really do like it a lot. This reminds me a lot of the, not L'Oreal. What's the name of that foundation? I'll look up the foundation. It's like it's the other drugstore foundation that's like the matte, like 24-hour, I'll insert it here. How about that? Because I can't remember the name of it right now, but I really, really love that. It's a really full coverage foundation. This does say that it's full coverage on the back, and I definitely think it is. I guess that's why it's supposed to be a foundation and concealer in one. It is very thick, and it does have a very full coverage. For me, I feel like it is sticking to my pores just a little bit in a few different places. I feel like it might be enhancing them just like a tiny bit because it is such a thick foundation. For the most part, I like this so far. I would definitely use it again. I was like going out for a night out or something like that. I think this would actually be a really good one, especially if I set it. I feel like I would have to try it another time and maybe set it and then see how it goes, but I do just want to see how it is on its own and how well it stays without setting it. So I will check back in. Like I said, I have to run errands for a while today. I'll probably only have this on for about 6 hours, 7 hours or so, but I'll come back at the end of the day and I will let you guys know how this is holding up. All right, guys, I'm back. It's about 10:30, so this will have been on for about, I think, 6.5, 7 hours or so. So far, I actually really like this. I'm impressed with the way that it did stay on my skin. The weird part is to me is that it still feels a little tacky. Like if I touch my face, I can feel it kind of like, I don't know, just still a little bit tacky, but it doesn't seem to have moved around as much. I mean, if you can tell, it seems to still be in place really well. I'm sorry if the lighting is a little funky. Like I said, it is like 10:30, so I tried to find the best lights. My white lighting was looking very weird. It was like washing me out, so I felt like this actually displayed my face a little bit better. But it's going to probably make me like a little yellow toned, which is going to be a little off. But anyway, as far as not color wise, it's worn really well. I feel like my highlight has stayed really well and is still being displayed really well. Probably because it almost has like a little bit of that tackiness. I feel like it like really like got in there and has like just stuck to it. I did not put any blush or contour or like bronzer or anything because I did just want to see how the foundation itself were. But I do think that I will be wearing this again. I would like to maybe try it out with some powder instead. Like next time I would probably set my face just like on some of the oilier spots, or like I said, like I can still just feel it right around here. So if I were going to contour, I would probably bake with it, or I would actually just set my cheeks a little bit before I would go in with a light contour or bronzer. But for the most part, I think for $9.99, this is a really great foundation. Actually, it kind of surprised me because the way that it felt on my face when I first applied it felt like it was going to be really sticky all day long, which it does have a little bit of stickiness, but it's nothing too crazy, and it actually has stayed on my face really well, especially for not setting it and putting no powder on. I would say it's done a really good job. It is very full coverage, I would say. The only thing is that I would almost say it looks a little cakey, like a little bit, but I also was pretty heavy-handed when applying this, so that could also be my bad. Yeah, so far, I really like it. I would say I would give it like maybe 7.5, 8 out of 10. And I'll definitely be playing around with it a little bit to see if I could like improve the way that it sticks on my face, like I said, with either powder or like using a different primer or something like that. But yeah, I think it's actually a really great product. And I would definitely buy it again. But yeah, anyway, I've really enjoyed it so far. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in my next video. Bye.